This episode is brought to you by Loot Crate. Would you classify yourself as a geek, gamer, or pop culture nerd? Then this is the subscription box for you. For less than $20 a month, you get 6 to 8 items of gamer and pop culture licensed gear, apparel, collectibles, unique one-of-a-kind items, and more. Make sure you head to lootcrate.com/kindafunny and enter the offer code kindafunny to save $3 on any new subscription. Not that long ago, and depending on where you live, not so far away, Loot Crate blasted off into a voyage across the galaxy, searching the far reaches of space to find universally awesome gear. Using December's Star Wars The Force Awakens loot as the launch pad, we landed on some equally cosmic items from Halo 5 and more. With an exclusive Funko Pop and an exclusive t-shirt in this month's crate, this is the loot you're looking for. Basically, Loot Crate is like a friend who knows what you love and surprises you with an awesome present every month. You have until the 19th at 9 p.m. Pacific to subscribe and receive that month's crate, and when the cutoff happens, Jackie boy, that's it. It's over. So go to lootcrate.com/kindafunny and enter the offer code kindafunny to save $3 on your new subscription today. Matty Kerr,
Yeah.
what's your topic?
I've been thinking about it for 2 months now. I donated, and I was like, okay, I need to come up with an idea.
Patreon.com/kindafunny.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you for that.
Good plug.
No problem, that's what I do.
And I was trying to think of something that would encompass what I want. I don't want to just like show up here and say something like a dick joke. I didn't want to say just like breakfast cereal. I didn't want to say something that
Like
was
a big black baseball
yeah,
bat,
bad.
for
Oh
instance.
fuck! God damn it. I wanted to do something, and as I keep thinking about it, it dawned on me that the reason I actually donated and came on the show was I got asked a question: who do you want to eat dinner with? If you had a chance to go meet someone and sit down and talk, get drinks, eat dinner, and pick their brain a little bit, who would that be? And I think first instinct for a lot of people is like a celebrity or a celebrity crush, or maybe it's a musician or a rock star or a band, or maybe it's a political figure. I don't know. And first gut response was 100% Greg Miller and Colin Moriarty. It was like I have listened to.
You mean Greg, Nick, Tim, Kevin,
And that's the thing.
Nicole
and this
Tan. We'll call Nicole Tan. We'll get her over here.
And it honestly clicked that I listened to Podcast Beyond. I listened to Game Scoop. I used to listen to like Week in Review, like way back when I was like 17, 18 years old. And
IGN is AFK.
oh, fuck, I know. The best part when the podcast came out, then it was like, thanks for listening to IGN's podcast.
IGN's podcast series.
Yeah.
And then it was like a Japanese.
It's like they had to tell you what you were listening to because podcasts weren't a thing yet. But yeah, so it clicked in my head that I wanted to meet you guys, and that's not a slight to any of you guys,
not at
but
all.
it was just
You're the
definitely
gander.
Nick and Tim.
It's been
Which, by the way,
Which one are you,
not
Nick
to
or
interrupt
Tim?
you real quick. Let's pound it real quick.
yeah.
I can't remember your name.
I went to see a movie this weekend, and I went with Sean Finnegan, and some guy from across the theater goes, hey, Nick, Kevin, and I'm like, there's no way someone's screaming towards me saying Nick and Kevin, and it's not what I think. And I look over at him, and he's like freaking out. I'm like, no, Tim Finnegan, and he's like, I'm so sorry. I'm like, yeah, we get that a lot.
Yeah.
They're audio listeners.
Gotcha.
Are you sure that he just wasn't telling you that he likes me and Kevin better than you?
I'm
'Cause I
positive.
feel like that might have been
Because he tweeted
the
at
case.
me later. Thank you for that.
All right.
I appreciate it.
People get that wrong all the time, but it's okay. So my mom keeps calling my brother's name all the time, so it doesn't matter. Do you ever get that growing up? They call you Dagan?
My mom does the whole
Goes down
Dagan
the
Dana
line.
Alley Colin.
Yeah, I get that all the time.
I'm like, Mom, like, you call me Dagan all the time. She calls me Declan, which is like her oldest grandson. It takes a while for
It
them to
does.
get to Colin.
Yeah. Sorry.
But the Dagan Dana Alley
Just
Colin
like
is
for
like my
me.
favorite thing ever. Dagan Dana Alley Colin. I'm like, it's just Colin, Mom. It's just me. I'm not even. You have 2 daughters, so you should know that, right? It's not Dana or Allie.
right. Go down the line.
But yeah.
Yeah, but anyways, I was just thinking that I would ask you guys essentially the same thing. This is not going to be necessarily me talking.
So why us though instead of a celebrity?
I don't.
like
Tell
do you have
Greg why you wanna
questions
meet
you
him.
want
I know.
for us, or is
It's
it-
his week. He wants just more of it.
Like how did
week's not
you
over
think?
yet.
How did my speech affect you at the game?
Yeah,
Awards?
you want to get into that? Like what I was feeling. No, I think it just like clicks in my head. I don't personally have that. I don't have that want or need. Maybe it's a lack of free time. Maybe it's a lack of a crush on a person or an idea or whatever. I think that I listen to you guys when I'm like just walking down the street. I'm driving. I'm going to bed. I'm doing other things, and it's just a consistent. It's like I have maybe 10 different podcasts, and you guys have always been just like another one of them. And I relate to you guys, and obviously you guys have the community. You have this whole empire you're creating, and I just
It's a city-state. It's a city-state.
city-state. Yeah, and I just thought it was. I thought it would just be a cool moment to, like this is all like. I'm sure anyone else can feel. This is all super surreal. It's weird. Like, I don't get like starstruck. I don't get, but like seeing familiar things that I've seen before is definitely like very strange and amazing. And
How's the other side of the room look like you imagined?
I mean, it's bubble baths and sexy lady. Like, it's weird. Like, there's some shit happening over there. Portillo knocked that off.
Specifically, look. I mean, you're actually not kidding. Looking at Kevin all the time because he gets more.
I had no idea that was a thing.
Yeah.
And he's like dropping shit, and that's a real.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's dropping shit, and that's real. Kevin Coelho.
Biggest distraction in the world.
Around the 40-minute mark, I looked over there and his eyelids were heavy, and I was waiting to see if he was
the
going to
pizza
lose
sleeps were kicking in.
God bless him. God bless him. He's lovely.
But no, and I definitely think that there is relatability that I feel. To start with, it was like Colin and Greg were definitely the first idea, but like just this as a whole, the Game Over Greggy show with the 5 of you guys, there's relatability. You guys all have so much distinct personalities and characters, and like you will say the most fucked up, heinous shit, and I'm just like I will say that tonight. I like that's that same idea, and then you are just like you said, this is your week. You are becoming this insane, amazing person that I guarantee you thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people soon will be like, dude, you changed their life, and you do that every day. Colin, you are one of the smartest mans ever. I truly could listen to you talk about nothing and everything.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I like respect that more than anything. It's like so many people talk, me included, for nothing. Like I just talk because I like to hear myself talk, and I don't say the smartest shit, and I'm super naive. And when you talk, like you choose to be silent, but when you talk, you say something that of substance and of meaning, and maybe it's your person, like your personality or your personal beliefs. But I got to get up on this.
Kevin's yelling.
Well, thank you. That's very nice of you.
Yeah,
Somebody
and then
woke up.
and then as
And
for
Tim,
you,
you wear nice shirts.
Thank you.
you just
I
have.
thought he was gonna be like, Tim's got great
I just
hair.
like your Mickey Mouse watch, and
Oh yeah. Of
no,
course,
no.
you know.
I look at you, and you're 26, correct?
Yes.
You're like similar in my age, and I look at this group that you are part of, and I look at your humor, and I look at your style and your idea and your knowledge of like YouTube, and like you are very much in my wheelhouse of how I view life. So I don't know, and you're just Kevin's there. It's so easy to pick on him.
Yeah,
Why is it so easy to pick on him?
He can take it.
Because he's shunned to the side? I don't get it.
He's our dark
He
knight.
is our dark
He loves it. Watching Nick and Kevin have a slap fight on the couch on the love seat before when Nick's like, "Let me touch you."
Because Kevin he came and sat down next to me purposely, and I'm like, I'm gonna touch.
No, that was
you
the
came
moment.
and sat with intent, my friend. You wanted to be touched. Your body and your mouth and your every word that came out of it were saying no. But deep down behind those eyes, you wanted my finger somewhere inside you.
Oh, and I will say that's the
A fold
moment
of you, I don't know.
when I got here. It was, I want to say somber. Somber is not the right word, but it was quiet. It was like you get here and you don't see the behind the scenes. And I'm looking at
There was no pomp and circumstance.
It's just
no
this
one
is-
stopped working. We're all like, "Oh hey,
Yeah, what's up? This
There's
is
a
it.
coffee,
And
sit
then
down.
that was the moment that it clicked. I was like, okay, there's that's what I was waiting for.
There's-
I just want a finger and like just something. And
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, it goes. For those of you who don't know, who have never listened to the show before, if this is your first entry into our little world
Your first
here,
jaunt.
yeah, sure. Is that it goes like this: I pick on Kevin picks on Tim, and then Tim just takes it, and that's how it goes.
But Tim gets really mad.
Greg picks on me, and Colin picks on Greg, and that's how it goes.
and if
and then
you've never seen this, I'm
No
a
one
random
picks
guy.
on me.
No, it does. No, we're all terrified to pick on you because you'll tear us apart with your fucking mental acuity.
But yeah, anyways, to get to my topic in a more concise fashion, who would you guys personally, doesn't necessarily have to be dinner or drinks or whatever, but if you had the opportunity, who would you want
hang
to
out with?
someone
Yeah.
that's alive, that's someone that you
Okay,
like
okay.
realistically could go meet? Who would that be? And I mean, you guys also like are gaining traction. You guys are meeting celebrities and meeting other people. So the crazy thing is, like, the people you say you could probably definitely meet. I
Yeah.
can't say Taylor Swift and go meet Taylor Swift.
But we can say
You
it a
guys,
lot.
I mean,
and
yeah, you
hope,
guys.
Oh my
hope
God.
and dream and
We could have
wish.
done it
wishful
this time.
thinking.
We just
Yeah.
didn't do it. We
That was
should
the
have.
King of wishful
So-
thinking.
It's really interesting you say this because like I often think about this and where I'm at in my life now compared to where I was at like last year and the year before that and looking back 5 years, 10 years and to see how because I think about this question and I often think like who do I want to meet?
How long till I
make
meet Exhibit?
How
How
can I-
long till he pimps my ride?
How long till he pimps my ride? But yeah, so I kind of think of how can I make these things happen because I'm schemy like that. Like that's kind of always been who I am.
Right.
And so I look at the list of people over the years that I would have said, and I'm really kind of knocking them off, like just one by one. Like you're looking at Bernie Burns, Freddie Wong, all these people are people that I'm now like friends with, and I see multiple times a year. You know, but at certain points in my life, they would have been the people that I would have done anything to be like. I would love to spend time to just talk to you and get to know you, just like you're talking about. It's funny because like with
Kevin, go get the fucking dog.
You shut up, you dirty rat!
You fit right in. You fit right in.
with Freddie in particular, a long time ago, when he first launched a Kickstarter for Video Game High School, one of the perks was and I think it was for $2,000, you can go spend a weekend with Freddie, and he'll like teach you how to do video stuff and all this. And this was like Video Game High School season 1, so it must have been like 2010 ish. And I remember being like, "This is awesome! Like this is an opportunity to get him to know who I am, and I know I can prove myself to him. We'll be cool. Everything will be fine from there." And I was like, all right, I got to do that. So I came up with a brilliant idea to come up with a Kickstarter to fund that $2,000 to get me there. I ended up not doing that. That is the most Tim Gettys ass.
That is
idea
a Tim
I've ever
Gettys
fucking heard.
scheme if I heard one.
But I remember talking
fucked
to
up.
Nick and our other friend Eric from IGN about this, and I was like, hey, I want to do this or whatever. And you were the one that told me, like, like I guarantee you that if you just keep doing what you're doing, you'll meet him eventually, and it'll just happen. And you're the reason I didn't do that. Now, I don't think that was necessarily would have been a bad decision to do.
I mean, you listen to me, so inevitably it's probably the worst decision.
No, but but it worked out. And the thing is, it's like it's cool to me that it's like when you have these opportunities, you got to take them, or at least look at your options of getting what you want, right? And how you're going to make it happen. And it is cool where you kind of I found myself falling upwards in that. There's a bunch of people that I'd love to meet, like Jay-Z. I think Jay-Z is a very interesting human being. I've always been fascinated in kind of the business of stuff and kind of making yourself a business. That's what we do. And my whole life has been aiming towards doing that. And I think Jay-Z is a perfect example of someone that started from the bottom. Now he's here. You know,
Drake.
Yeah, absolutely.
John Denver.
but so now I look at it and I'm like, all right, who would be the person that I want to meet now that I can meet these people that I would, because I'm just like you. I don't need to meet celebrities and stuff like that. Like that's not like meeting a Michael Jordan, while cool, is not something I'm like, that's on my fucking list.
Michael Jordan with the Hitler mustache.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say, how
Wait
do you
till
do
he
that?
gets his hands on you. That was the Haynes
the
jingle.
Haynes.
But
I thought you
said
said hands.
I thought you said
And I
hands.
When
thought
is he-
Michael Jordan's getting touchy.
He's getting
When
touchy,
did- When did this
yeah.
happen?
But so I also like I'm a fan of videos and I'm a fan of these things. So I'm like you. It's like I know these people because I've listened to them for years, so I can relate to them. Whatever. So those people I just kind of like. I feel like I want to meet naturally now, be doing what I'm doing. So I'm being the scheming motherfucker I am. It's not, oh, how can I meet a celebrity just so I can hang out with a celebrity I like? It's how can I meet somebody that can become my friend so that we can make more friends, you know, and like network and stuff. So I'm gonna go with Taylor Swift because I do think she's the right answer.
Yeah.
Because if I hung out with you know my girl Tay Tay, I think that we'd hit it off, and I think we'd be good friends, and I think that would make Kind of Funny fucking huge because she would tweet about us all the time. We'd do like Tumblr things together. I don't even have a Tumblr, but I'd get one.
Wow, okay, just
T
for
Swift.
her.
Yeah, like
Wow,
Snapchat. I'm already blowing up on Snapchat. Tim Gettys follow me, but I'm sure you know T Swift would make that better.
Sure.
And I just think that she's a good person. I like her. I enjoy her social media persona, and I want to be part of that.
I gotcha. So similar stories, yeah, that we've all started meeting people and doing different things. Like for, I think years, my answer would have been Kevin Smith. And then this year we got to go to Kevin Smith's house and do 2 podcasts and hang out with him for 4 hours or whatever it was. That was awesome. And so like now, like because we've done like what celebrity you wanted to meet and stuff like that. And I said Bill Murray and what was it? We did some topic similar, but not this.
Who would you want on the show?
Something like that. Yeah. And I was like, there was something out there. And I'm a big Bill Murray fan. But in terms of a dinner, like who would I want to chill out with and spend time with and conversate the whole time? Because I feel like Bill Murray would be a great interview podcast, but maybe not just chill out for 2 hours, sit over a bottle of wine. Chianti sitting there doing this. I would say I'm going to give runner-up to Dan Aykroyd because I would love to talk to Dan Aykroyd because I think it would be about making movies. What's he doing now? UFOs and ghosts and like there's so many things to talk about that aren't just like you're famous and what's that like, you know what I mean? Like he sells a vodka he believes is filtered through crystals with souls in them. I'd love to fucking speak about that.
That's true.
Oh, that's real. Crystal Skull Head.
I know the Skull
Wait,
vodka.
what was the movie?
Kingdom of the Crystal Skulls.
So this is Crystal Head vodka.
Yeah.
I always screw it up. So but Crystal Head vodka comes in a glass skull. It's good. It is good. I do like it, Kevin. If you're looking for gift ideas. But the one I'm gonna go with.
Hint.
I'm gonna go with because I just change your life in the holidays here. The one I'm gonna go with, The Rock.
Ooh,
Oh yeah.
God damn, you
That's
won.
a good pull.
That's a
Greg
good
Miller
one.
That's a
wins.
good pull.
And it's one of those where this is, I do believe The Rock and I are going to cross paths at some point and have him on the shows or whatever. And it's one of those like, sure, I'd love him on the GameOverGreggy show, but I would love a one-on-one. I have 2 hours with The Rock just to talk to The Rock because there's so much to talk about with The Rock. But his childhood and his upbringing and all that. And he talks about how rough it was all the time, his wrestling stuff. Because like really the interesting thing about The Rock is that when he was actively wrestling and I was this is Attitude Era and I'm watching
Brahma
it.
Bull.
Yeah, you know,
yeah.
right? And I'm watching it like he was so charismatic and so good in the ring and I did not like him based on the whole feud he had with Mankind. And I'm talking about like behind the scenes stuff where he didn't like say thank you to Mick Foley after that match.
He
shit
was
like
a
that.
heel though, correct?
But I'm talking about what I knew of him in the business.
Okay.
I'm not even talking about what's happening in front of the screen. I'm talking about back on stage.
Damn.
You know what I mean? And so I want to. So it was always this weird thing of like I love you in the ring, but I don't like the way you act backstage, and right? And then now he's like, not everything you see about this man is that he's genuinely awesome, and so I want to talk to him about like
The barbecue.
did you
Fuse
yeah, of
yourself
course.
with a tank? How is he so
no,
big?
see, I know.
So
I watched
so
that. I
big.
watched that. There's a great video. Oh, I think BuzzFeed did it, right? Where they like
Probably.
the one guy eats The Rock's meal for a day or 2 days and does his workout plan and is just like he's eating salmon at like fucking 7 a.m. and he's like so disgusted with himself and then thrown up by the end of the day. There's that, sure, but I mean, I want to know like, did I have it wrong or did you really mature or like what what was his journey and his growth path to become the person he is today? Because like everything, I'm like, you're amazing. You know what I mean? Like whether it's that he's taking selfies with like, the kids who are like knocking on his mom's house, like, when he's there, when they see him there, whether it's that he's helping this person doing that. And like, he's just doing all these things that are
marrying people.
really nice people. Yeah. Marrying Nick Mundy. Yeah. That was awesome. You know what I mean? That's the thing is like, he's down for awesome, cool internet stuff. He gets where he is. And like, that's what's like.
And doing his like Instagram battles with Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
Fucking hilarious. I love him, man.
And that's the thing is like, yeah, did I have it wrong or did he really mature? Or like where, I want to talk to The Rock and just talk his ear off. And
That's the best answer.
thank you. I tried.
Colin, you want to go next?
Sure. I mean, a name came to mind immediately, and then I was thinking of other names. But I'm gonna go with my gut instinct. Barack
Trending-
Obama.
You mean the president
the
of
president
the
of the United States,
of
yeah.
America?
I would like to just go to the White House for just a night and just have dinner with him and beers and just hang out with him and
Just
just
maybe
like
watch
talk,
a
and just
movie.
talk to him because I don't agree with a lot of what Barack Obama says, but he's a really fascinating person and I like him personally. I think that he's very likable personally. I think that's why he was reelected. I think it would just be fun to like, and I'm not looking to like get off the record information from or anything like that, but it would just be fun to like talk to him, being like, what is this like? Like
Yeah.
you really are one of the more unique presidents we've ever had. And it's not because he's a black man. It's because he was an obscure, inexperienced no one,
Yeah.
and suddenly became this rock star and destroyed McCain, and destroyed Romney. Like, it would be interesting to just talk to him and be like, what has this been like for you? You're young. You have a young family. You have aged significantly. I don't know if you saw he gave a speech from the West Wing, only his third one, about ISIS like a couple of days ago. And I'm like, holy shit. Like, you
He's
look
great.
so old. This job destroys men.
Yeah.
I remember
and crushes men.
I remember on his inauguration day watching, not the inauguration, but like all, the 12 hours of coverage before and after, and them doing like, and here's how we've computer aged him. I remember
he'll
looking
look like?
I remember looking at it, like, no way. And now you're looking like, man,
It
this
was
job
just
takes a
an
lot out of
image
you.
from Tales from the Crypt.
The job of the president is absurdly difficult, and I don't think people can relate to that. And I don't think you get a lot of access to ask people like very candid questions about it. And I would like to just talk to him about it. I'm like, what is it like? That man has to get up every morning, go every morning, not just weekdays, not just some days, go to an intelligence briefing in the Situation Room in the White House, find out all the shit that's fucked up around the world, figure out what you're going to do about that. You know, he wakes up and he's like, well, there was a bombing in, Libya, and we have, some people died. There's 4 American hostages in Iran. We have to figure that out. And, the North Koreans are doing this, and they're threatening the South Koreans. And I'd sit there and be like, what the fuck are we supposed to do? And you just delegate, and then you go, and then that's probably 8 a.m. Then he has to go to the West Wing and sit in the Oval Office and just be like, okay, now I have all this shit I have to do. I have all these meetings. Maybe I have to go on Air Force One and go overseas for a few days. Or it's like, that man never stops.
What's that mental fortitude you have to have?
It's incredible. Like if I always was like, Joe Biden, when they were talking about him running, which he's not going to.
Joe Biden.
They were talking about how he was going to make a 1-term pledge, which no one really has made since like Teddy Roosevelt is really the last prominent person who have ever made a 1-term pledge, and James Polk made it and all that kind of stuff back in the 19th century. But like for guys that anticipate the job's going to be so hard or just like get their job done, to want to do it again is almost self-hating in a way. Like, I don't believe that these people that are president end up wanting to be president. I feel like they think they want to be president, and then they feel like they should be and have to be, because why do you walk away from it?
Yeah.
Like, how can you walk away from it? Like, how could a Barack Obama in 2012 been like, I don't want to do this again? Like, he's like, I have it, I can win, and this is the most important job in the world, and I've always wanted to do this, so I do it. I would just love to sit there across the table from him, drink some beers, have like some cheeseburgers. He's like really supposed to be like a total down dude. He likes eating like shit. He likes drinking he smokes cigarettes.
Smoke, yeah. I would love to have a cigarette.
He apparently
with
like chain
Obama.
smokes, like, and like had to like give it up.
You?
Yeah.
That's the problem with the presidency, though. Is like it's you never get kudos, right? No one ever goes, hey, nailed it today, right? It's always, you're always dealing with the shittiest fucking thing that's happening in the world, and you're never gonna get it right. No matter what you do, there's gonna be some fucking asshole out there that's like, you fucked this up.
No, so it's like a Zack Snyder trailer.
It's exactly like a Zack Snyder.
Sounds like existing.
Yeah, because like it would just be fun to like. Well, I don't want to
fascinating.
have like a White House, white glove dinner with him or anything like that. I'd love to like walk into to his residence upstairs with just a bag of 5 guys or something like that, and like a 12-pack, because he would be totally down for that probably, and just be like, can I just talk to you for a few hours about,
let's hash it out,
and like, I don't want to talk to him about policy. I don't want to talk about what we disagree on. I just want to ask him questions about the job. Like, what is this like?
Yeah.
How awful is this?
Well,
and especially if you could speak to him candidly,
yeah.
Right? And that would be the most fascinating thing. If there was for some reason some mystical power where they're like, okay, no matter what's said in here, it's never gonna get out, and actually fucking talk to him like, you turn the switch and you're in the cone of silence, and he tells you everything. You're like, fuck. Like, what's really going on in the world? How many black ops are you running? Like, what's going? Like, yeah, I mean, what are you really up against? How many terrorist attacks have you never told us about that you guys have thwarted? Shit like that.
Yeah, they know credible things. I mean, and the president doesn't even know everything. The defense secretary is really the one that knows a lot of fucked up shit. So it's like, and you see that in Independence Day.
I was gonna say plausible deniability. Yeah. Independence Day.
But there's truth to that, not the alien thing, but there's truth to like,
or is
there's
there?
truth to siloing information so the president doesn't know certain things. Mm-hmm. For plausible deniability. But it would be interesting to ask him those questions. Be like, what was it like? Like, they watched Obama watched Osama bin Laden get killed.
Yeah,
they all had GoPros on, all the commandos. Mm-hmm. They sat in the Situation Room and watch the SEALs just murder everyone, mm-hmm. and then take bin Laden, fucking kill him, and throw him in the ocean. You know what I mean? So it was like, what was that like? Where's that footage, by the way? I wonder if that footage is ever going to get out. But like, they know things, they see things as presidents. It's not only unique to him, everyone. I mean, George W. Bush would be a fascinating person to talk to, or Bill Clinton. Bush won. Reagan would have been really interesting too. Carter would be an interesting person to talk to. It's just interesting to get the perspective of Jimmy Carter. Would be interesting too, just because like he wanted it and he got destroyed by Ronald Reagan in 1980. I mean, like, rebuked and like thrown in the fucking trash heap of history, basically. And that you would almost get a different perspective from him, because he's looked at as like one of the worst presidents we've ever had. And it would be interesting to get his perspective of it. It seems to really hurt him, like when like people interview him and they kind of broach that subject with him. Mm-hmm. So that would be an interesting. Jimmy Carter's an old man. He's gonna die soon. He's in his 90s. So it's like, it would be fun to meet celebrities or musicians, and I love that kind of stuff. I'll never forget. I've met 311, I've met Dredge, I've met all like these guys that are my heroes. And that's fun. But if we can have a real substantive conversation about something, mm-hmm. about someone who's like real, who like has really seen shit and done shit, and I would like to do it with him when he's still in office. I think that would be, just like totally fascinating. So that's my answer.
And I know you guys have seen some shit and done some shit. As you guys like keep talking, this is good. I like it.
What?
There's no, I'm
You like that we keep talking?
No, yes, absolutely. I'm fine.
Kevin is doing. It looks like he's giving a blowjob, but he means get closer to the microphone.
Speaking of The Rock, by the way, you should ask him. Speaking of the Bin Laden raid, he was the first person that knew about it,
That's awesome.
and you should ask him how the fuck who told
Oh,
him.
he's talked about that before.
I don't even know what you're talking
He
about.
had like a cousin on the SEAL team or
Oh,
whatever.
shit.
He probably shouldn't be talking about that since his
Probably
cousin's
shouldn't,
probably
yeah.
going to be removed from the SEAL.
I mean, you go, but I'll look it up so I have the right answer. Well, who do you want to? What obscure DP do you want to sit down with?
No, I would. I mean, there's a couple people that I would love to sit down with. Right now, I'd love to have dinner like in the next week with J.J. Abrams, just to be like, what is your fucking life like? Like it's coming. It's coming. All right. That was my gut instinct was to say like I'd love to talk to him and be like, what has this whole process been like? Like tell me truthfully, like has it been more of a pain in the ass than you think it's worth, or is it like has all the pain been worth it? Because you have to imagine that making a Star Wars film has been anything but easy. Anything.
Why wasn't he on the poster? You can tell me.
There you go. But the other thought I had was maybe sitting down with someone like Ridley Scott, right, who's had really great successes and really big failures, right? And that I think might be a little bit more fascinating because JJ really hasn't had a bad film. He had Super 8 that it wasn't the most amazing film ever made, but no one really panned it. Everyone's like, that was a pretty cool film. He made Mission Impossible 3. He had Lost, he had Alias. I mean, he's got a series of hits that have basically led him up to, rightfully so, directing Star Wars. But I would love to sit with Ridley and be like, where did it go with Prometheus? Like, where did you talk to? Like, I want to know that process of, because, I'm fascinated with when films that should be amazing kind of don't live up to that.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I have to be honest with you guys and say that if Tim's going to go with Jay-Z, I got to go with Kanye. Just because the Twitter battle would be fucking amazing.
Oh my God.
Amazing.
Of our dinner parties, like fighting against each other.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Can we be at the same restaurant?
Yes, back toward each other. Just
Holy
fucking with
shit,
each other
I
the
love
entire
it.
time. I think it would
That's
be amazing.
good. That's real good.
Yeah.
So, from what I've been able to dig up, no official comment from The Rock. He said the blah, blah, blah all this time. But this article here is pointing out the fact that it turns out that Johnson's cousin is a Navy SEAL and reportedly couldn't contain himself with the confidential news. So you assume that's how it was.
Yeah, so like you don't know the story?
Mm-mm.
Like before Bin Laden was ever, like the SEALs were going after Bin Laden in Pakistan. Obviously the government knew about it. The Pakistani government knew about it. The first person to say anything about it was The Rock.
The Rock,
Twitter.
yeah,
What'd he
this-
do?
Like
in case you were a ham living under a rock and didn't know, Dwayne The Rock Johnson tweeted at 10:24 p.m. Eastern time on Sunday, more than an hour before Obama's speech, which was held at 11:35 p.m. Eastern, that he, quote, just got word that will shock the world. Land of the free, home of the brave, damn proud to be an American, end quote. And I remember seeing that. and
Yeah,
being like,
I
what?
do, yeah.
And then it was,
Well, because
Osama's
then I remember
done.
people were like,
Obama got him
people connected quickly The Rock's tweet with the fact that Obama, like the administration announced they're gonna have a late night announcement, which is weird, 11:30 at night in Washington. Like what? It could have only been a few things, and people were like, well, one of the things was like, oh, obviously Bin Laden's dead, but there was other things too, being like, who else did we fucking assassinate, or what else fucking
Sure.
happened?
we were so upset because we had gotten burgers from Gotz's roadside cafe and we're having a party to watch the food truck show finale to find out which fucker was going to get the food truck and a deal. And then here we are. President Obama has to come out. We get who killed this terrorist. Great. Still never saw that episode of the
You
food
don't know
truck
who
show.
won?
No, I know who won.
Oh.
Thanks to time zones.
Mm.
And I heard his restaurant's closed. So
pretty big
Dinner.
deal. So
I'm just saying it was a pretty big deal for the food truck guy who got his barbecue food truck thing and then two food truck things.
Could you
One was in the Mall of America.
can you imagine what that was like? By the way,
What?
For, like the SEALs?
Getting your own food truck?
No,
It's
the SEALs
cool, I
landing
guess.
2 Blackhawks
Fuck
in
no.
Pakistan.
One of which like landed
They
wrong
can't-
on the thing.
Yeah, like it's all some of it's fucked up. They're like running towards this compound. No one knows they're coming. They're just fucking like fucking popping people. Walk into this building. All of it's on camera, being transmitted to Washington D.C. and to the CIA and all this kind of stuff. They fucking take Bin Laden's body, run back to the helicopter.
Detonate the other helicopter. Remember how they had to
Yeah.
demo that helicopter because it had fallen down? Those badass
It's
like
like a-
stealth copters.
It's like I was like, this is incredible. Like what an incredible. I want that footage to come out, and I think the only reason I think the only reason it hasn't is because they're afraid it's gonna be used as like propaganda.
I'm sure. Yeah.
That's why they never saw the, Hillary Clinton and everyone saw the picture of the body before they popped it in the ocean, but they never really said either because then that would be a good propaganda tool. But I love that kind of shit. This like fucking Black Ops kind of. They just went and just fucking killed this dude and everyone like his whole posse and just bounced. Then we didn't lose anyone.
that That scene in Zero Dark 30 was like, it was really well done. There's zero music. It's all diegetic sound. It's just them, and you're seeing most of it through that like fucking, which is always eerie, the night vision, like not infrared, but I guess it's night vision.
The green.
And they're just like, Osama, like they're calling for him to mimic, like it's like it's fucked up. But there is a certain part of it that's like, yes,
Yeah, nailed him.
fucking
you.
nailed him. Fuck you, buddy.
I wish we captured him. I wish we captured him alive. That would have even been better.
Yeah. Matty Kerr,
Yeah.
that was a good topic.
Hey, thanks.
Thank you for your support.
Oh, absolutely.
Is there anything you want to plug? We didn't do like the whole intro. You're from Montana.
Yeah, I'm from Montana. I'm from Missoula, Montana.
You have your own YouTube show.
I do. It's Matt and Maddie. It's youtube.com/Matt and Maddie. We
Oh,
just
don't worry.
spell that.
Kevin just put it up.
Oh, hey, thanks. It's really nice. We also do have a Patreon we just launched. I think we have like $21.40.
Congratulations.
Going. Hey, thanks. It feels good.
No, I know
Yeah,
it does.
yeah,
No, trust us.
absolutely.
We know how good it
Yeah.
feels. People being nice to you on Patreon.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, definitely doing that. That'd be awesome. But I'm just thankful to be here.
Oh, we're thankful to have you.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're also thankful for Loot Crate, who sponsored that topic. Would you classify yourself as a geek, gamer, or pop culture nerd? Then this is the subscription box for you. For less than $20 a month, you get 6 to 8 items of gamer and pop culture licensed gear, apparel, collectibles, unique one-of-a-kind items, and more. Make sure to head to lootcrate.com/kindoffunny and enter the offer code kindoffunny to save $3 on any new subscription. Not that long ago, and depending on where you live, not so far away, Loot Crate blasted off into a voyage across the galaxy, searching the far reaches of space to find universally awesome gear. Using December's Star Wars The Force Awakens loot as a launchpad, we landed on some equally cosmic items for Halo 5 and more. With an exclusive Funko Pop and an exclusive shirt in this month's crate, this is the loot you're looking for. Basically, Loot Crate is like a friend who knows that what you love and surprises you with an awesome present every month. You have until the 19th at 9 p.m. Pacific to subscribe and receive that month's crate, and when the cutoff happens, Jack, that's it. It's over.
Nice cracking.
You like that? The voice is not back from PSX yet. So go to lootcrate.com/kindoffunny and enter the offer code kindoffunny to save $3 on your new subscription today.